Welcome back to eBEFOREi Video Reviews. Today I'm taking a look at two simplified figures. It's part of the Robots in Disguise series, and it's part of their combiner force. So you have two things. You have ShockDrive, that's ShockDrive right there, and Warnado. So two Decepticon ships that crash into each other and make a larger figure. Now, you'll be surprised to hear that ShockDrive and Warnado, when they're combined, form what? SHOCKNADO. Of course they do. Let's take a closer look at these figures, and you'll see what you're getting should you decide to pick these two up. So here they are in their ship modes, and let's start with this guy. This is ShockDrive, and he is a ship. I'll give him that much. I mean, it's not a very, I don't know, he's missing something in the front. Like, he needs something to plug into the front there that completes his look. Otherwise, he's just got this kind of arrow sticking out, which is where he's ultimately going to combine. But it's not terrible. I do like the purple. The purple look is kind of what drew me to pick this up. Red cockpit, lots of in-plastic molding, so pretty decent. Now, he's basically transformed, which is the suck part. Actually, there's a couple of suck parts here. So to transform this guy into his robot mode, to make ShockDrive a robot, you just want to stand him up as I just did, separate the arms, pull this piece down, get your thumbnail in there, lift up the head, close that up, and there's his robot mode. All done. So there's that. Let's take a closer look. He kind of looks like Transformers Prime Starscream a little bit to me. He's got that kind of, elongated chin, and the crest coming out of the top, red eyes. Not terrible. I do wish the face had some paint on it. The rest of the figure, again, there's decent in-plastic molding. You can see that this is a Hasbro Tomy design made in Vietnam, for those curious. Now let's get to the bad news. There's no articulation here. I mean, the arms go up about that high, and that's it. There's nothing that bends at the elbow. There's no head articulation. You can't do anything with the legs. You can't do anything with the panels. That's just it. Now again, this is a simplified figure intended for smaller kids, and for what it is, it's cool. Not sure what adult collectors will feel about this, but just kind of have around the table and to play around with. I guess he's been okay. Anyway, that's that guy. Let's transform him back into his jet, since ultimately that's what he's going to need to be when he combines. We're just going to fold the head back in. Arms are ready to their side, and oops, he fell and he's transformed. So there's his vehicle mode. Let's get on to the next. Here is Warnado. I think this is the better ship of the two. Again, good in plastic molding. I like the way that the, like the wing design looks kind of cool. Two different shades of purple here. I should have mentioned that on the other figure as well. But definitely two different shades of purple. Matte black and a shiny black. There's the cockpit. No articulation in this mode at all. It's just a type of Decepticon ship. Now, he does look cool. I like the way this looks, and as compared to his package-made ShockDrive, I think this is, again, the better looking of the two vehicles. Now, let's get him into his robot mode. What you want to do is you want to turn him over, and don't do that. Let's try again. Okay, to get him into his robot mode, we're going to turn him around, and we're going to lift that bottom piece up like that. Now we're going to open up this compartment. His head's on the inside, a little bit different position than his buddy. Going to move that back in, open up his arms, and you are done. Hopefully yours won't crash and burn like that. But yeah, he does stand. Let's take a closer look. He has a painted face, which I like. I like the silver in the face, purple helmet, red eyes, all good. And some in plastic molding, not too bad. And feet, yeah, he does have feet, sort of. Once again, there's no real articulation in this mode other than his arms can come up. He can fly. That's kind of cool. He can fly like Superman. Pretty neat, but nothing else moves at all. So let's get him back in his vehicle mode. To do that, just going to push the arms back to his side, drop the head, flip that back in, take this part, bend it back forward, and pwapow, you have a Decepticon ship once again. let's get to the fun part. Now, you'll notice on the front of ShockDrive, there's a green arrow that points up, and you'll notice on the back of Warnado, there's a green arrow that points back. So all you need to do is align these things so that the green arrow on one goes on top of the other, and they crash into each other to do their kind of automorph transformation. All right, here we go. Let's crash these together. So let's get it in there. Oh, you see that? You see what just happened there? That's a good thing. If this thing flips forward like that, then all you need to do, I'm going to try to get this on camera, is let it go. Pow! That's kind of neat. What you have is an almost fully transformed figure. You want to take, to finish this, you want to take this piece right here, and you want to bend it backward. That was his foot. That was Warnado's feet. So you bend those back to expose the fists. Then you separate the legs, like that. Then you push in the feet. Push it in so it turns inside out like that. So at this point, we have a completed SHOCKNADO. No, this has nothing to do with SHARKNADO or any of that. It's just SHOCKNADO. It's the combined form, which is kind of cool. I actually kind of dig the way that it looks. I just wish it had some type of articulation, and really it just has very little. Let's get into what it does have. The head does not turn. I'm sorry. There's nothing that you can do with the head whatsoever. You can't move the arms at the shoulders. You do have some articulation at the elbow. You can bend it up about that far, both of them. So for added bonus, you can bend those. There's nothing you can do with the waist, where it actually connects, and there's nothing you can do with the legs, so that's just, this is your guy. He's really just kind of, you know, if you want to have him on your shelf for display, he looks cool. And he's got pegs both in his I wanted to call him SHARKNADO. In his SHOCKNADO form, you can peg regular weapons into his arms. Also, in the two ship modes, you saw that they had ports there as well. If you want to add some weapons to him, you can. Height-wise, he is the size of a deluxe figure, so this doesn't look terribly out of place if you were to have him on your shelf, but if you're trying to do anything more to him other than just let him stand there and look pretty, you're really not going to have much else that you can do. Quick detail before I sign off, the face sculpt is nice. I do like it. It's, again, got the purple outer head with the silver on the inside and red eyes. Pretty neat. A Decepticon symbol that is scannable. If you play the Robots in Disguise game or have the app, you can scan that symbol. Decent in plastic molding. Again, everything kind of comes together okay. So yeah, there he is. Now to get him transformed back, it's a pretty simple process. Straighten out the arms, take what become the feet, cover the hands. You want to separate them at the waist. Then you want to just push the feet together and push inside the toes so that it forms the back wings there. And you've got a completed ShockDrive vehicle. This one's a little bit more complicated. You take the chest piece, you lock it in place, bring the two arms as on a spring, bring them down like that. Now you want to take him at the shoulder joints and lift the arms back up to cover the head. And there you have Warnado's vehicle. So there's my review of Transformers SHOCKNADO, made of ShockDrive and Warnado. Do I recommend it? If you're an adult collector, no, I really don't, unless you just want something that's kind of fun to play with. If you're at work or around the house and nothing too complicated, it's kind of fun. For kids, it might be a little frustrating because everything's articulated these days, and this doesn't have good articulation, so I'm not really sure who I recommend this for, but it does kind of look cool, so if you see it in your local store and you seem so inclined, then please by all means pick it up. Thanks for watching eBEFOREi video reviews. I appreciate each and every one of you. You can catch all of my reviews at youtube.com/eBEFOREiNet. I'm on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. I'll put it all in the video description. I appreciate everything you do for me in the channel. You can help me out by subscribing. If you're not already a subscriber, you can give me a thumbs up. Even if you don't like this figure, a thumbs up on the video tells me that you like what I do. And you can leave a comment, and I'll be sure to comment back. That's all I got for you this time. We'll see you back here again real soon.